easy kind of a chapter. So, but it's very important for your school examination. What is the most important thing is that it's a for the long answers. It is important that as there is a mass flow theory and how does the conduction of water takes place, cohesion and tension theory, mass flow theory. These two questions are very important with respect to your school examination, means for the theory exam, right? And there are some small concepts, right? What is active transport, passive transport? What is uh, so and active passive transport, and what is osmotic pressure and all that. So there are some small concepts also in this chapter which are important for your school examination. And for sake of the long answer, these two things which I told you, they are important. So let's start with the transport. Let me see in CRT. Okay, fine. So first, let me explain you how does the transport take place in plant. Then plant transportation of uh, two material take place. Basically, two materials are transported from one point to another point. The first and foremost is water and mineral. So water and mineral, they are transported along with each other. The second thing is that food. So these are the two major material which are being transported from one place to another place in a plant. So look, when I say that plant transport, so plant transport are of two types, basically two types. So here we are talking with respect to the energy, right? Active transport and passive transport. Before going into active transport and passive transport, let's discuss some basic concept earlier. So, how does the transport or diffusion of any material takes place? So, diffusion is meant for a short distance, right? When something diffuse out. So, what exactly diffusion is, Alia? What exactly
It's
diffusion is?
meant for short transport of substances.
Transport from where to where?
Um, Low to high?
Lower to
Mm.
higher.
Yes, sir.
No.
Maybe. Then higher to lower.
Yeah, higher to lower. Look, uh, how does the diffusion takes place? Suppose that, for sake of example, there are two chambers. Right? Between these two chambers, there is a hole. Right? Here, let's take here there are salt molecules. Right? These are salt molecules. Right? So in this is a water. It is a here there are salt molecules, and here there are number of the molecules are less. You know that in A container and B container, A container concentration of these salt molecule is higher, and in B container concentration is lower, right? So what will happen? The molecules will be start moving from its their higher concentration towards the lower concentration. That is the diffusion, right? So this is the high concentration, and there is a low concentration. What you need to learn from here, I'm not telling you that how does the diffusion takes place. It's a very simple concept. I know you must be aware with this. So look, in the process of diffusion, always the molecules are transported from their high concentration to low concentration, and this is actually diffusion, and this process will keep on going till the equilibrium is achieved. Equilibrium means at the both of the end, the number of the molecule will be equal, right? Suppose that there are 100 molecule, right? 100 molecule, and there are 50 molecule, right? So when the 50, 75 become at the both of the point, this will become equilibrium state, and then the diffusion process will stop, right? So when movement of molecule takes place from high concentration to low concentration, this is called downhill. That's what I want to. Downhill movement. Fine. In the same way, so here energy is not required, right? And sometime, suppose that you don't want this process, you want this process to be reverse. That is also possible, but that cannot be done naturally. We require to put some force at the point of B, then this process can also take place. This is called uphill, and sometimes this process takes place, right? When the uphill movement of molecule takes place or against the concentration gradient. One more thing, downhill means when I am talking in the direction of downhill movement of molecule always take place in the direction of in the direction of concentration gradient, right? And uphill movement is always against the concentration gradient, against the concentration gradient. Did you got my point? Please note down this one. This is important because frequently I will use this term uphill movement, downhill movement, and even in questions you can get this term. Martin, clear? Note down quickly. Let me know when you note it down.
Done, so.
Done? Okay. So now come to the what exactly, what is the type of diffusion, right? What is the type of transport? So diffusion is a short distance transport. So plant transport is of two types: active transport and passive transport. Active transport is that transport where ATP are required, means energy is required, right? And it takes place against the concentration gradient, means this is uphill movement, means the movement will take place from low concentration to high concentration. This is called active transport. The second type of the transport is the passive transport. Passive transport where ATP is not required and it always takes place in the direction of concentration gradient, means from higher concentration to lower concentration. Now, there may be diffusion, right? Then diffusion takes place always. First, note down, please, this one: active transport and passive transport. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now please write down some point regarding the transport. Substances substances move for short distance through diffusion. Substances move for short distance through diffusion and active transport. diffusion, and active transport. Full stop. Long distance transport, long distance transport occur through long distance transport occur through vascular system, xylem and phloem. Vascular system, xylem and phloem. This is also known as this is also known as translocation. This is also known as translocation. Full stop. The direction of translocation is essentially unidirectional. The direction of translocation is essentially unidirectional. In case of water, in case of water, full stop. It is multidirectional. It is multidirectional. In case of it is multidirectional. In case of mineral and organic solute, it is multidirectional. In case of mineral and organic solute, right? Now look, the passive transport may be of basically two types, right? What is that? Diffusion and facilitated diffusion. So diffusion and facilitated diffusion both are the passive transport, passive mode of transportation, right? So you can note it down that passive transport, that is diffusion and facilitated. Now what is the difference between the diffusion and how does it take place in the plant? Look, we have already understood the structure of plasma membrane. This is the structure of plasma membrane. It is made up of bilayer of lipid and second thing, the protein. And there are some intrinsic protein and extrinsic protein. Look, here what happened that the lipid soluble substances, they pass the membrane through diffusion process, right? Lipid soluble substances, they can pass through this bilayer of lipid and they can they do not face any kind of the hindrance or any kind of the resistance, right? They directly passes from the higher concentration to the lower concentration, right? Diffusion takes place. Now come to the protein molecule. These protein molecules are channel or gateway, right? They are channel or gateway. Fine. These there are some channel or what happened? Water soluble substances cannot pass through the this lipid bilayer. So what will happen? Water soluble substances, they pass through this protein channel and protein gateway, right? And they also move through the move through these pores, right? These channel or gateway, which are made up of intrinsic protein, they have some special mechanism, right? They have one more protein that is called carrier protein. Energy is not required even, right? So one thing is clear that fat soluble substances, right, they can pass through directly through the bilayer of lipid, but water soluble substances cannot pass through the bilayer of lipid. So water soluble substances will pass through the intrinsic protein channel. These are called channel or gateway protein, right? uh, there is a process that is called facilitated diffusion. In facilitated diffusion, energy is not required, but yes, what will happen, within this protein there is a protein called carrier protein. I have shown it with the help of the red color, right? What it do, it will pick up the substrate and it will then pass, it will carry it along with it and then leave or pass through in the next end, right? So this is called facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion is performed by, right, hydrophilic substances, means water loving substances or water soluble substances. They pass through the facilitated diffusion, and the protein which are required, they are called channel protein or carrier protein. There are a special kind of the protein uh, which are responsible for the transport of hydrophilic substances. They are known as the aquaporin. What we call them? Aquaporin. Is that clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So put the first heading diffusion. Passive transport can be of two types: diffusion and facilitated diffusion. So put the heading diffusion. Right? Now start noting now. Diffusion is the process of movement of molecule. Diffusion is the process of movement of molecule from its higher concentration to lower. From its higher concentration to lower. Full stop. It is a passive process. It is a passive process. Hence, it is a passive process. Hence, energy is not required. It is a passive process. Hence, energy is not required. Full stop. Diffusion will be more rapid. Diffusion will be more rapid when difference in concentration is larger. Full stop. Normally, lipid soluble substances, normally lipid soluble substances or little lipid soluble substances or hydrophilic or hydrophilic substances, sorry, hydrophobic substances, I'm sorry, hydrophobic substances, normally lipid soluble substances or hydrophobic substances diffuse I diffuse out. Hydrophobic substances diffuse out directly through diffuse out directly through lipid bilayer. Lipid bilayer. Full stop. But diffusion of but diffusion of water soluble substances is not possible, right? Then put the second heading B, facilitated diffusion. Facilitated diffusion. Facil- uh, no, write down. Facilitated diffusion is the mechanism of transport of water soluble or water soluble or hydrophilic substances through channel channel or gateway protein. Full stop. Channel or gateway protein. Channel or gateway protein are type of intrinsic protein. intrinsic protein, full stop. This is a passive process. This is a passive process where expenditure of ATP, this is a passive process where expenditure of ATP is not required. Expenditure of ATP is not required. Full stop. It takes place, it takes place in the direction of concentration gradient, direction of concentration gradient, full stop. For facilitated diffusion, for facilitated diffusion, a carrier protein is found along with channel. A carrier protein is required along with channel which pick up the substrate, which pick up the substrate at one end, which pick up a substrate at one end and drop it into another end and drop it into another end, right? So that was the facilitated diffusion. Now what you need to do, you need to draw this diagram, which is these two diagram, my handmade diagram. So please write down these two diagram, make these two diagram right now in facilitated diffusion. And you have to make this carrier protein and channel protein as well diagram quickly. Martin, are you getting everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let me know when you complete.
Done, sir.
Done? Okay. So one more thing, please note down. That's what I told you. That I have seen a question in medical examination. Multiple time it has been asked. Right? The question was that how many types of aquaporins are found? Right? Please note down. Mm, aquaporins are aquaporins are membrane bound protein, membrane bound protein or channel which are responsible for which are responsible for passive transport of passive transport of water soluble substances. Full stop. Eight different type of underline it, eight different type of aquaporin or water channel aquaporin or water channel have been recorded. Right. Uh, Now come to one more thing. What is active passive transport? I have told you already. The same thing which I explained to you, so not required. Now come to the types of channel or types of channel protein. Right. So here you have to note down types of channel. They are very important. So some you now you are aware with that basically the water soluble substances they can pass through these channels, and what are the channels? Channel are basically intrinsic protein which traverse across the plasma membrane, and they transport certain substances. Look, here you can see there are two type of the channels, uniport or co-transport. Uniport are those kind of the channel which transport only one substance in one go in any of the direction, from outside to inside or inside to outside. But in one go, only one substance can be transported. For example, glucose is transported with the help of uniport, right? See uniport, right? But there are some channel or channel protein which transport two substance in one go, right? Either in same direction or in opposite direction, right? So suppose that if two substances are transported, so first substance S1 and second S2, right? Both are transported in same direction. We will call these kind of the channel symport, right? And like example is fructose and sodium. This question I've been asking in medical examination. So fructose and sodium ion channel are a type of symport, right? Then antipode. In antipode, these are the protein, these are the channels in which the two substances are transported simultaneously but in opposite direction, like chloride and carbonate bicarbonate ions, right? So chloride and bicarbonate, these are called chloride pump. So chloride or bicarbonate ion, they are transported in opposite direction. We will study this antipode in when I will teach you the human respiration part in your physiology part, right? So types of channel can be two types: uniport, co-transport. Co-transport can be of two types: import and antiport. Is that clear? Is it clear? Please
Yes,
make this
sir.
diagram right now. Make this diagram right now. Right. And heading is types of channel. Subheading is types of channel. Is that done?
Yes, sir.
Martin, done?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So now please write it down. Channel protein, channel protein allow diffusion of solute of an appropriate size may diffuse. Some carrier protein, some carrier protein allow allow transport, some carrier protein allow transport only if two type of molecule, only if two type of molecule move together, move together. This is called, this is called co-transport. This is called co-transport. Full stop. It is of two type. It is of two type. Next point. In symport method, in symport method of transport, of co-transport, in symport method of co-transport, both molecule cross membrane in same direction at same time. Next one. In antipode method, in antipode method of co-transport, of co-transport, both molecule, both molecule move in, both molecule move in opposite direction. Full stop. Next point. When a single molecule, when a single molecule move across the membrane, when a single molecule move across the membrane, independent of, independent of other molecule. The process is called uniport. The process is called uniport. Right? So this is the uniport and symport antiport. Clear?
Yes.
Now there is a small heading that factor which influences the diffusion: concentration gradient, permeability of membrane, temperature and pressure. They are the four factors. You can note it down. There are four factors which influences the diffusion. Now just diffusion, accelerated diffusion done. First import and antiport I do. Then come to the active transport. Okay. Put the heading active transport. What is active transport? Then we will go through the plant water relationship. Active transport. Active transport, you know that what is active transport? Here, this is the active transport where ATP is spent, right? And channel protein is also required for the active transport, and it takes place against the concentration gradient, right? So please note down active transport. In active transport, the movable carrier protein are called pump. In active transport, the movable carrier protein are called pump. Here we use the pump term for the this carrier protein, right? Clear? Not for the other, right? Not for the other channel we use it, right? So pump word is used for the active transport. Full stop. They employ ATP energy. They employ ATP energy for transport. They employ ATP energy for transport across membrane. Full stop. It is uphill transport. It is uphill transport. That is, it takes place, that is, it takes place against, it takes place against concentration gradient, concentration gradient, and is faster than passive transport, is faster than passive transport. Right? The carrier protein are highly specific, like enzyme. The carrier protein are highly specific, like enzyme. Next point. The active transport, the active transport reaches maximum when all protein pump are being used. Protein pump are being used. Is that clear? So now the next thing is that plant water relationship in your NCRT. In plant water relationship, we have to understand what is the concept of uh, osmosis, what is the concept of water potential, right? Water potential, pressure potential. So before understanding the water potential, pressure potential, we need to understand what is the osmosis, right? So try to understand first, right? Then I will explain. So in plant water relationship, what is the relationship between plant and water transport, right? Look, uh, diffusion, what is the diffusion pressure? So, and what is the osmosis? Can you tell me what is the osmosis? What is osmosis?
Diffusion of water from low to high, higher to lower.
Higher to lower. I have to know
Concentration.
what diffusion of water.
Concentration. Concentration.
No.
No? Okay.
Hmm. Diffusion of water from its higher concentration to its lower concentration.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay.
And if you will talk in the terms of solution, this will be from lower concentrated solution to higher concentrated solution, or from hypotonic to hypertonic. Right? Will I'll elaborate this. Try to understand. Martin, I want your focus over here. Look.
Okay, sir.
This okay. Try to understand and note down, because osmosis is a bit confusing when the question come in terms of solvent, solute, or water, or solution, right? So what happened? We have a tumbler, right? This is a tumbler, and this tumbler is separated or separated. It is separating two solutions, right? And these both of the solution are separated by a differentially permeable membrane. That's what we call semi-permeable membrane. Semi-permeable or differentially permeable membrane have very small pore, and these pore are that much small so that only water molecule can cross through this membrane. Not any solute molecule cannot cross through the membrane. Why? Because the size of solute molecule is larger in comparison to the water molecule, and the water molecule are fair enough small to cross this membrane, and they can pass through this pore. You can see over here. Here, the water molecules are more. Means here may be salt or may not be salt, but here the salt is not present in diagram, right? So where the water molecules are more means the concentration of solution is lower. We call this solution hypotonic solution, right? I have written over hypotonic solution, right? And here you can see there are two things: water and along with some sucrose molecule. Means this have the higher concentration. We call it hypertonic solution, right? So here you can see low concentrated solution, high concentrated solution, right? Lower side I have written hypotonic and hypertonic, right? And here, as the solution concentration is low, so high concentration of solvent or water is there. Is that correct? High concentration of solvent or water is there. In solution B, there is a low concentration of solvent or water. Is that clear? when we will uh, when we will separate it with the help of semi-permeable membrane, the water molecule will start moving from A side to B side. The red color arrow shows itself, right? So movement of water molecule is taking place from A side to B side, right? This process is called osmosis, right? What is the osmosis? So we can define that movement of water molecule from its higher concentration to lower concentration is called osmosis, or we can say movement of water molecule from low concentrated solution to high concentrated solution is called osmosis, or you can say movement of water molecule from hypotonic to hypertonic solution is called osmosis. All the definition belong to osmosis. Is that clear or not? Clear? Ali and Martin, both of you, tell me please.
Yes,
So this
sir.
concept clear? So you have to do one thing. Put the heading osmosis and draw this diagram. And above the diagram, you have to write down all these three conditions. First condition, this A condition, right? B condition and C condition. All these three conditions define the osmosis in different way, right? Please note down right now in the same place. This will remove, or and you have not to draw like a diagram like this. You can customize the diagram according to your own wish, right? So that it become easier for you to draw. It take less time. Done?
Yes, sir.
Martin, done?
Yeah, yes.
Please start noting down. What is, because osmosis can be asked you for 3 marker question, right? This is important. And you have to draw this diagram if they ask you what is the osmosis. Please note down. Martin, Martin,
Yes, sir.
are you not practicing the question writing?
What
You know,
happened, sir?
tell me frankly, do you make notes properly when I dictate it? Tell me honestly,
Yeah, I write sometimes, sir.
because I was checking your copy again today. I was going through the copy of Shedika. Even I think it's Shedika. Yeah, Shedika. She did a brilliant job, right? I'll discuss it, and I can show you. And you have written a very vague way.
Oh, have I? So
Yeah, you need to improve.
that should be the descriptive.
Yeah, I'm talking about the descriptive question. Hold on, I
Oh,
came to know. Just
yeah.
just let me open it. And Alia, you, did you given that test or not?
No, sir. Actually,
No?
I've been taking some another NEET exam, so both are. So I wasn't
Oh,
able to give that exam. So
okay. Okay. Look, Martin. This is the copy of Shedika. Look how beautifully she have explained. This is the proper way to write it. By the way, she is still not using the diagram. I don't know why. Uh, but this is the beautiful way of writing the answer. And she have improved. She have followed whatever the instruction. Even her copy was not good in the first or second test. Even the every test, after every test, she says is improving. Look, every question is written properly. Question number is given over there. Content is proper. There is no vague thing. Let me show you your copy. Look, that's how you have it. Every time you this make this cut very vague. You just written 2 lines. That's enough. Look, look. I am unable to understand what is written over here. I was struggling to question number is not visible to me. I was struggling for to read it. I'm struggling, but examiner won't. Yes, Martin. Will you improve next time? Can I expect some positive
Yeah, of
feedback
course, yeah,
from
of
your
course.
end? I
Yeah,
will
boss,
wait for
yes.
you. I will wait desperately for your copy for next test, right? I have
So,
prepared
like,
that test,
should be
and if
clear?
you
Like,
do it,
should I send the copy more clearly? Or?
no, 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 no. You have to do. You just don't rewrite it. Write next test, because I think it's Friday today. Yeah, it's Friday tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. I think you must have test, right? So write down properly next time. I'll check your copy proper
Okay.
and scan it properly, right? With the cam scanner, not just photograph clicking. Okay. So please note down in osmosis. Osmosis is of two type: endosmosis and exosmosis, right? So first, please note down what is the osmosis. Osmosis is a special type of osmosis is a special type of diffusion of water, a special type of diffusion of water that occurs through a semi-permeable membrane. A semi-permeable membrane. Full stop. Diffusion of water. Diffusion of water from its pure state, from its pure state or dilute solution into a solution or stronger solution when the two are separated by a semi-permeable membrane is termed as osmosis. Next point. The movement of water molecule takes place from its higher chemical potential. Now, what is the chemical potential? Look, here the molecules have high kinetic energy. Why? Because sugar molecule are not there, so they will not collide with sugar molecule. So kinetic energy is higher here. Here the kinetic energy is lower, right? Why? Sugar molecule are there, they will collide with sugar molecule and they will lose their energy. So at the A end, higher kinetic and chemical energy or kinetic energy. At the B end, there is a lower chemical energy or kinetic energy. Right. The same thing as explained. The movement of water from its higher chemical potential to its lower chemical potential takes place through semi-permeable and osmosis. Full stop. The chemical potential, the chemical potential of water is also called chemical potential of water is also called water potential. Is that clear? What is the water potential? Right? So what I said that what is water potential? So water potential is equal to chemical potential of water, right? Is that clear? Osmosis can be of two types. Osmosis can be of two types: endosmosis and exosmosis. So there are two types. In endosmosis, the osmotic entry of water into a cell, organ, or system takes place. Full stop. In exosmosis, the osmotic withdrawal of water from a cell, organ, or system takes place. What is endosmosis? Look, you have a resin, put a resin in a water. What will happen? Water will enter into resin. That is endosmosis. You have a high concentrated salt solution, put a grape. The water of the grape will come out because of higher concentration of salt solution. So from the grape, water will come out. From system, the water will come out. That is called exosmosis. Is that clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We in RO system is that is a reverse osmosis system, right? So osmosis, opposite of osmosis, is done with the help of pressure or electric motor. That's how the RO filter the water, right? Hypotonic, hypertonic, I have already told you. And then what is that? Yes, after concentration gradient. Yeah. Now, what is the water potential? Right. Water potential is osmotic, the chemical energy of. Now, put the heading water potential. The chemical potential or chemical energy of the water is called water potential that we have discussed. dPd. No, it's not. Again, the same diagram, but here we will study a bit differently, right? Till now, we were studying with the respect of the chemistry. Now, read it with the respect of the physics. Look, try to understand. Water molecule, they have high kinetic energy, right? So we will call it high water potential, right? High water potential. The symbol of water potential is psi W. This is the symbol of water potential, right? Here the water molecule have higher kinetic energy, higher kinetic energy, right? Means higher chemical energy, right? It means high water potential. Now there is a differently named pair. Here sucrose molecule are present. So water molecule will have low kinetic energy, means low water potential. So in osmosis, water molecule always move from higher water potential to lower water potential. Is that clear? So we represent it with the help of psi, right? Psi W. Psi W is a free energy of water, right? Free energy means chemical energy of water, right? Psi W of this water potential of pure water is always zero, right? For pure water, try to understand pure water. So what will be the water potential of a solution? It will always be negative. Clear? So pure water have water potential zero, right? So in solution, water potential will always be negative. Clear? Uh, Now what is that? There are two more things. When solute potential and pressure potential. What is the solute potential? Solute potential is that when we add on the solute, right? We add on the solute. Due to addition of the solute, whatever the water potential decreases, that is called solute potential. Tell me, is it clear or not? If you will add on the solute, the water potential will decrease or not? Means chemical energy or free energy of water will decrease or not? Will decrease? Tell me, Martin or Alia. Are you getting it or not? Guys, Alia and Martin, both of you. Are you getting it, whatever I am saying?
Sir,
Okay. Alia, look. So, solute potential, that is the amount of the free energy of water that decreases, right? Now, what is the pressure potential? Can you tell me what is the pressure potential? The pressure which develop in osmotic system due to osmotic entry or exit of water, right? Due to entry or exit of water, right? The pressure which develop. So when the water molecule will enter, the pressure will develop at the B side, right? That will be called pressure potential. Got it? So the formula is psi W is equal to psi S plus psi P. Clear, Martin?
yes,
So please note down all these things right now. Make the diagram and note down all these things. Then I will dictate. Alia got disconnected. You can get 2 marker question. What are the pressure potential? What are the water potential? Or what are the solute? These are the 2 marker question, right?
Yeah, done, sir.
Done? Okay. So note down some definition and the chemical the chemical potential of pure water, the chemical potential of pure water at normal and temperature and pressure, at normal temperature and pressure is zero. In solution, in solution, the value of water potential is always negative or less than zero. Full stop. It is represented by a Greek letter. It is represented by a Greek letter psi. Full stop. Next point. Water potential is the difference in water potential is the difference in free energy or chemical potential per unit molar volume per unit molar volume of water in a system that of that of the pure water in the same temperature and pressure. Full stop. Solute potential, next point. Solute potential is represented by psi s. Solute potential is represented by psi s. It is decrease in it is decrease in chemical potential of pure water due to presence of due to presence of solute particle due to presence of solute particle in it. Full stop. Solute particle reduces the free energy of water molecule. Next, pressure potential represented by psi p. Pressure potential represented by psi p, which develop in osmotic system which develop in osmotic system due to due to entry or exit due to entry or exit of water from it due to entry or exit of water from it. right? So this was a pressure potential, water potential, solute potential, right? So water potential, remember, is this concept clear or not, Martin? Tell me, frankly.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will keep till this point, right? In next class, we'll start from this point onward, right? And hope Martin, you will write answer in a more fair way, more better way, so that I feel better, right? Okay. Irrespective what you know, it doesn't matter. That what you represent, that always matter, because teacher will see your representation part only. Teacher don't know that you are intelligent or you are not intelligent. So the teacher will decide your intelligence on the basis of the answer you have written in your worksheet, right? Got it? Okay, Martin.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, bye bye, take care, good night.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.